if you have a certain strategy in mind, then Legion can be quite favourable because you obviously get the first pick. But, yeah.
That's right. Mint did win that third game, so 4-1. All right, 4-1. Still pretty good. Still a pretty good record going for.
We actually miss Quincy a lot. It's because like I don't know if it's funny because all the time we haven't had Quincy, there's probably been loads of times where we've got things wrong and we just assumed that it was something else. But
yeah,
he's here now, which is nice.
Oh, wait a second. The stream actually just cut out. Oh boy, that's what that was. It looks like it was just a hiccup. I have no clue why. Give me 1 second, guys.
Outside stream, don't worry.
All right. Stream. Well, there was a bloodlust kill. I didn't catch that. So I
you
think.
asked them to pause.
Well, we're still live ourselves. It's just a delay now has to catch back up.
I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, no, but that was weird for some reason. Yeah, I know it just cut out right there, and it looks like it should be good. I unfortunately won't know 100% until 6 minutes from now. So hopefully we're good though. But people, we're talking to you from the future here. Now I did catch the bloodlust kill on the camera, so I do apologize. Obviously, I had a little bit of hiccup there. You did not miss any kills as you saw. As a result of the hiccup, as we just saw the first one happen right there. But yeah, Riftwalker finally getting collapsed on. Riftwalker is playing in that middle lane for the time being and actually did get jumped and killed. Again, they've been running the Cthulhu jungle from the beginning. So I'm kind of doing a recap here because I don't know how much we missed, unfortunately. I think we might have missed a lot of the early game here. So just kind of recapping how things have been shaping up so far. Again, Cthulhu in the jungle right from the beginning. They got Clanks here on the short lane farm. And short lane, as you see, at the top side, of course, Malikan doing his thing. We are running the Accursed Suicide being played by Boxy. So that should pretty much take care of anything that's worth discussing here early on. But yes, Bloodlust kill in favor of Reason Gaming. So there you go. We're all caught up now and hopefully good to go.
We didn't miss much, to be fair.
No.
Just cool to see. Oh, Cthulhu.
You see, he's going to run into Engineer right here. Pops off the regen release, but it's not going to be able to make anything of it. I mean, Riftwalker was coming over. I feel like if he went for a stun right there, could have possibly done something, but...
He already used stun, though,
to
try and catch the Engineer, or catch the room, but...
That makes sense. We got top lane. Accursed is level 6 now. Oh, he actually already had to use a flame consumption, it looks like. Missed that action up there, but gonna play a little bit passive until he gets that back up. Of course, he actually is maximizing the cauterize ability.
Yeah.
As well.
I think that's just good enough for the burst percentage, but I've seen him. He's been using this for last hits as well because he has been pressured a little bit in lane. I know a lot of other people think, or when I was speaking to Sony as well, actually, that they think maxing the fire shield is the best spell. It makes sense though, the cooldown is reduced quite heavily to only 9 seconds when you do max it, but obviously don't have the same burst potential. Middle lane Riftwalker's going to go down most likely.
Yeah, in trouble, pulls him in, going for the turn. Cthulhu is running over, man. If he got just a little quicker, could have maybe at least been 1, possibly 2, but wasn't able to do so, and down goes Riftwalker again. Top lane, of course, saw he was taking a little bit of pressure, but again, he has his ultimate, so worst case scenario, he'll heal up from that, but yeah, good pressure, and they're taking advantage of, again, very similar to the Thunderbringer idea that, yes, Riftwalker, she's a great hero for the Root of Z, of course, a very niche hero for him, but not necessarily the most escape-worthy hero.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any of that, so.
He's been caught out a couple of times now, actually, because of it, but... I mean, he was playing against Flux Discharge, which is kind of really hard to play against, really, at the end of the day. So I can understand it, but yeah, you're right. But at least Krako's doing decent in the jungle, though. I've been watching as well. Fusion's been stacking every single camp as much as possible. Gives something to Riftwalker's farm, but also obviously helps Cthulhu out as well. In terms of farming. And look at Clanks farming the Ancients as well.
Yep.
And this is the beauty against Clanks, though, because of this Hawk, though, you can have the ability just to farm the enemy Ancients and farm just very aggressive spots and not really have too much detriment coming to yourself, actually. It's just very, very efficient. So nice play.
Yeah. Top lane.
Block him as well.
Slava Cursed able to play aggressive again. That wasn't even a flame consumption. He's just really playing up against Malikan here and standing his ground. And he's showing that he can. I mean, Boxy, he's actually at 230 gold per minute right now, so he's actually getting some decent creep farm here.
He was like 2v1 as well, but that's just kind of the matchup like I talked about as well. Though Curse versus Empath, there's nothing he can do. Like the main thing about Empath is obviously using the Essence Link to actually box out the Suicide, but a Curse takes that ability away. Actually, there's an info at port top. Actually, they're gonna try and catch Malakin if they can. Actually.
Yep. Uh-oh. Malakin, he's going up a little too far. Yeah, he has no clue. This is definitely the chance, if any. Here goes the wormhole. He hits it on the spot, and Malakin goes down. Root of Z, credit for the kill. He had no clue. Well played right there. Bottom lane, Clanks is in a lot of trouble. Roof from Keeper the Force, obviously already been used. Stun from Engineer. The pull in! Big pull from Flux right there. Just enough to take out Baltazar. He saw the support coming as well. They couldn't get there in time, however. Man, that was close.
He doesn't use that. I don't think they get the kill. So they trade the carry, so it's quite funny. The timing is like exactly the same time practically. But yeah, good kill on both carries. They're nice rotations from the supports. And man, Embrace really farmed though. Like all this game, he's been farmed a lot actually.
Yeah.
400 GPM.
3 assists helping with that.
So is Battles actually, and he's got 1 death to his name. That's really impressive actually. 400 GPM and he's died, and it's only 10 minutes in. So. No. I like it. He needs to obviously have presence in the jungle and just sort of farming in general. And there's not much that Reason can punish it too much, honestly. I mean, they're going to eventually look to start team fighting and pushing, but regardless what item battles are picked up, I don't think he could be involved in team fights. So unless he wants to go like first item Shrunken, but that's out of the question. So. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, gets the Thunderclaw and into the jungle again. We see this from time to time. Top lane, a curse. Nope, he's going to be fine, though. Earlier, he almost got caught by a wall and was in some trouble, but was fine in the end and was able to actually just get on the other side of the wall and able to survive from that. Again, he has flame consumption back up, so worst case scenario, press that R button and would be good to go in that sense. You got Engineer and Empath both setting up, trying to get an opportunity, but Boxy just playing safe enough, has that information. And is going to be fine. Portal key on Cthulhu Fawn. Look at that. Now he just has red boots and a bottle here. But still, Crack A prioritizing the portal key. And gets it pretty early on in the game. Yep.
You sometimes see this from like Magnus as well. And if you can have it for one big team fight, I think it's a lot more useful than Steam Boots. Sometimes we see it done by Pebbles. Before I get spotted out, but he's obviously been away. So. Yeah. But they're going to realise that he warded here, though. There's no other reason why he's there, so expect counter ward to come out on that spot here, and he's the courier. So, yeah, nice heads-up play there from Tankfit and CPS Priceless.
All right, so we just came back right there. Looks like the stream is good now, so again, I really apologize for that. I honestly have no clue. Just all of a sudden, it just simply cut out right there. Just wasn't even losing frames or anything like that. Anyways, whatever, it's done. What's done is done. We're back, and we should be good to go now for the rest of what is our final game for today. Willowkeeper versus Reason Gaming here again. So here we are with rotation coming out, possibly towards the bottom lane. Keeper the Force down here. He's got the Ring of Sorcery. Going to push it up a little bit, but Clank's now going to clean it up with that Thunderclaw of his. Good job by Keeper the Force, not leaving the Tree Dogs there for some extra farm. He could have easily, forgot about those, and that was even more gold for Clanks. But he pulls them back, makes sure that they're not going to be sitting there for free farm for him. So, kind of one of those small things that can add up. The Abyssal Skull is getting close to being finished on a curse, and again, going this idea of a little bit of utility mix, but also has the potential to hit pretty hard as the game gets later on because of his item build and because of that Seer of his specifically. And that's the other thing, too. I mean, Seer is going to be working with Clanks, and it obviously works for everyone else. Whatever target a curse happens to be attacking applies that Seer debuff, and thus gives the buff to others that attack him. So, Clank's even more attack speed and chase potential as a result of that. Definitely be pretty crucial here. Baltazar's only loss on Clanks has actually came against Reason Gaming.
That's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah. He's played it. How many times has he played it? That'd be good to know there. But his only loss, however, is against Reason.
And you got all the heroes that are like 7-1. Actually. And Rift Walker as well on Root of Z, which is like godly. And then you got bomb lane.
Yeah, they're going to be jumping right here on to Keeper the Force. In comes Rift Walker as well. Discharge away, though.
Discharge.
That push right there may save the day. No, the wormhole secures it. Clutch. Good execution right there again. Root of Z, clutch indeed. He knows what he's doing with this hero once again. And able to set that up there. Top lane, nope, it's a curse, so he's just fine. He even still has his ultimate. Middle lane, not so fine, though. Clanks and Flux going at it. Flux, he's going to survive. Not for long, though. I think, yeah. Baltazar gets credit
Yeah,
even.
she died to the
Yeah,
to the groups.
got through the punch, didn't get credit right there, so. But so it ends up being a 1-for-1 though.
Flux was really fun though. Like he already has his portal key as well, but there's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But here's the Abyssal Skull though, which I talked about, but the stream probably didn't hear because you it failed. So yeah, so he goes to Abyssal Skull. Then I think he goes into Dawnbringer, and then Brutalizer and Staff of the Master. It's normally the route that Boxy goes for. So.
See, farming the Ancients here, skipping the forest now after that death of his. Gonna get farm where he can, and again, it's not too bad. 327 gold per minute, safe to say he's in fact doing pretty damn good, even after that death right there. So well played by Zane, playing that Keeper of the Forest. So yeah, you see right there, Baltazar also popular on the hero Gemini. He happens to be 8-1 on that hero. And again, we're seeing the Gemini bans initially. I believe all 3 games by Reason Gaming actually. So addressing
The doggy.
The doggy. Baltazar in his Gemini play, but again, gets his hands on Clanks, which, as we're talking about, is also another successful here with him. Going over to the Ancients himself, picking up farm over there. Abyssal Skull, of course, has been finished on a Cursed. Oh, Discharge, maybe just a Scout, I think.
Yeah.
Possibly there, yeah.
The last time they actually used that, Scout at Nymphora as well, so made sure to stop any deep wards that Nymphora can place a lot actually. So.
Porto Kyung on Flux here. So get that earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this game it makes a lot more sense. You know, sometimes we see Flux go the Insanitarius build, obviously like the Kraken build, but in this instance it must make sense because he's playing with the Engineer and can set up nicely with the team fights. Actually, Nymphora TP in with Clanks. That's setting up.
There we go. There's the jump. Easy kill to follow. Riftwalker even had dust, but it wasn't necessary because
Really
of the
nice.
ultimate lockdown. Yeah, they're really using that Nymphora TP a couple times here.
And not only that, it's because it's the ward here from Fusen. Actually, really nice ward placement. It spots out any Ancients killed, and as they do, get a kill onto Keeper. So nice plays.
Good execution indeed, and the movement continues. So Willow Keeper, definitely a powerful team when it comes to that strategy. And that idea, Malakin though, you can't forget about him. He has the Insanitarius, already has another 1,100 gold saved up. Blood Chalice, the Steam Boots beating away at the creeps right here. That GPM is, well, second highest in the game, now around 415 gold per minute or so. Of course, Clanks is the top farm. Definitely going a very farm-heavy build of his. You do see with the items that he currently has. In the Agility Steam Boots on top of that currently, so able to hit pretty hard early on in this game and does push in the top, or the middle tower.
Nice. Nice kind of disciplined play there from Tree as well, because they made sure that Legion got the last hit, which means a lot more gold for the whole of Tree instead of one person getting more fun but less for the team. I think the difference is I think 300 gold less for the whole team if one person gets the last hit, but I think that last hit gets like 150 more. So
yeah.
But overall, a lot more better in terms of team efficiency and gold. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think it's about 300. I think difference. So okay. It's a small difference, but it makes.
It can make a difference.
An impact. Yeah, definitely.
Curse top lane. Again, he's level 11 now, actually. He just hit it right there, so we'll have the level 2 flame consumption. That making it last that much longer. I remember him doing that, too, going the Staff of the Master the last game. He played with the more the carry style of Curse. I mean, sure, he had the hard-hitting items, but eventually got a Staff of the Master. And, it really makes him up to 7 seconds of invulnerability, that you're healing him when you attack him.
You simply cannot be stunned or silenced. Like you can use it while you're stunned. Like there's no way you initiate on him because you just can't stop it.
Yeah,
it's pretty insane actually. I don't see why he wouldn't pick up here in this game. First though, he needs to be a threat, and to become a threat, he needs like Brutalizer. He needs like Dawnbringer to actually be a right-click threat. Because without it, the staff is a little bit redundant because they're not going to be focusing on their curse. But if he can become a carry, then yeah, the staff is a great item. But, he needs to become that right-click threat before.
Clanks at the bottom lane now, picking up more farm down here. Again, 445 gold per minute, so it continues to go up and up, but definitely needs one of those tools, whether it's the Geometer's Bane or the Shrunken Head here in the near future, because that Keeper route is going to do work. And, I really think the Shrunken Head should be a priority, honestly, especially against the Engineer here.
Definitely.
With the energy field.
Definitely.
So See what he does get, though, and we got a middle fight initiation, though. There's a trample stun. The pull in from Flux, however, with the big energy field in the background. Wormhole does connect, however, on him. Malikan. Cthulhuphon is still alive. And look at Cthulhuphon surviving quite a bit right there. And I think that's a lot of thanks to Boxy as they take out Malikan. Now, Clanks was also taken out, but numbers in favor of the Legion side. They lose Clanks, Cthulhuphon, but they get 4 of the 5. Flux, the only survivor, and they will deny the middle tower. But, yeah, Boxy healing Cthulhuphon quite a bit right there.
Definitely. Really delayed the kills, actually. Some really nice play. And 4 for 2, man. And they deny a tower. And reason they should be winning these team fights. They really should be. They've got the heroes to do so, yet they're just, for some reason, they're not. Like, the Cthulhuphon and the Accursed do so much work in these team fights. And, I mean, remember back, 3 months ago kind of thing, when I talked about this carry Accursed. Obviously, in this game, technically, he's not the one position, or he's not the carry, but the theory behind it was that if you can out-sustain the kind of burst from the enemy team, if you're going against Magma Disruption, you're going against Tempest Disruption, then you can out-sustain them and then have a better sustained physical DPS. And this is kind of what we're seeing, though. You've got Reason, they've got this great team fight and push or and kind of line up with Keeper, they've got Flux, they've got Engineer, but after they blow that wombo combo, it's like, where does the damage come from? Yeah, it comes from Malikan, but he's not farmed enough to really be that kind of right-click threat. And this Accursed pick is doing a lot of work, and I couldn't believe I'd say it, but Suicide Accursed is winning in this game at the moment.
Yeah, and he's done it before. It's not like this is the first time we're seeing this. He has done it before, so clearly, and I'm not saying that Reason Gaming, they should have addressed it somehow or banned the hero by any means, but
no,
it's not a surprise, I guess, is where I'm getting at. So you do see right here, he actually picks up a Helm of the Victim as well as even missing investments. But yeah, it's Sanitarius probably.
Yeah, but with that being said, I don't think he's going to go Dawnbringer then. It seems kind of... I guess he can still go Dawnbringer, but he normally doesn't do this. I normally goes straight into Dawnbringer and Brutalizer. But in Sanitarius works, though, obviously. Any kind of strength hero, you put a Sanitarius on him and he becomes a carry kind of thing. So, makes sense.
Wow, that's actually a really interesting stat right there. Immaboy has never played Malikan in Haunt Tour Season 3. Well, and, again, with this being it...
And that's what I was saying. I have not seen them play this kind of style of draft ever, kind of thing. And for them to play in the 3rd game of the playoffs, where there's so much on the line, where I think they were the favourites going into whole playoffs, and it just seems strange why they changed up strategy so quickly. I guess they're just they feel almost tilted kind of thing, a little bit scared of what could happen, but got to stick with it now. They've got the draft, so.
Yeah. Not much you can do about that now, and again, they definitely still have a good game ahead of them left, but that's most certainly once again worth pointing out right there, and it just is a comfort thing where sure he's a great player and great carry player, knows how to farm, he's doing very well here in that sense, but it's that one big play that may miss out on because doesn't have the most experience on it, and that may not be muscle memory to him, whereas if it could be if he's played the hero for so often. But anyways, again, as you stated, has to play it now. I also got a comment to say big plays by Ruda Z, and big plays in a small sense, I guess, in that he was actually harassing Malikan up here in the jungle with an illusion, and he actually sniped a jungle kill from him with the illusion, and then when he tried to kill the illusion, he actually ran away with it and wasted some time. The Malikan decided to not kill it in the end, just go back to farming, and then he actually blocked the spawn camp of the jungle that was about 21 minutes in, or 22 minutes in, I believe, whatever it was. Again, so it's just these small things. It's like, well, that made him miss out on a good amount of gold right there, honestly.
Yeah, Z-Man, sick player. But to me, when I see this kind of team fight and push draft, when they're splitting and trading towers, something's a little bit missing. Actually, Keeper's going to get caught as well.
Yeah, they knew Keeper was here. They're going to collapse on top of him. Now, do they have the damage? Obliterate is up. They should. Keeper the Force, he has a root, but by himself and probably not even going to get away. Why use it? So he goes down. Beautiful catch once again. Again, Willow Keeper, not necessarily known as the Nymphora team, but making it work right here definitely in the hands of Fusen.
Yeah, and they are. And it's just, with recent kind of kind of almost trying to trade and split farm when they have the team that wants to fight. It's just a little bit scary, honestly, for them. Because I think the later this goes on, I think they might be in a little bit of a bad situation. Obviously, we've got the Clanks now, got the Geos working towards his Shrunken as well, so the root is not going to have any impact on him. Obviously, Curse is building towards carry as well, and it's only the Malakun that's going to be their sustained DPS, and I don't think it's going to be enough, honestly. So, and when Tree are pushing into them, you know something's up, you know.
Well, they take out the secondary middle tower here, and you see the top tower, that's the only one remaining as far as outer towers go. In favor of Reason Gaming, that is. So we'll see if Willowkeeper makes their way eventually all the way up to that. And you know, you see Clanks, again, he did go the Geometer's Bane first. So we're talking about that earlier, how the energy field especially really means he should get a Shrunken Head. But a little bit greedier here. It's not necessarily been the worst idea ever. And he's still alive for now. And as long as he gets the Shrunken Head before a big team fight breaks out, then it really won't matter in the end.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a lot of... Outside of the one teamfight middle when he didn't have Geos or any way of getting Shrunken Head. It makes sense, I guess. It's still going to be useful against Roots, obviously. But he's going to make a way to a Shrunken Head, so it's going to be good.
Bottom lane, Accursed is down here. He's got that in Sanitarius, you see. And, ooh, you know what? He actually, oh, never mind. That was nothing big. Anyways, he's hiding in the tree. I don't think he's seen. In fact, Keeper the Force is going to spot him, though, eventually.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. They don't know. Now they know, though. And all of a sudden... Keeper the Force, he's the one that's right. Look at the creep block coming out right there. We'll be fine. That was an interesting series of events.
Look at the Nymphora TP as well. Try us out with the Riftwalker.
We tried, yeah.
Nice idea, but Reason didn't want to take that team fight. And this seems like I think this could be the game-winning team fight right now. It's that close right now.
Yeah. Jeez, see really Quincy really stressing that. And my boy's played 153 games as far as Quincy has on record, and he's never played Malakin, even going back to last season.
It's crazy,
so. Carnage and Calabar and everything.
That's what I mean. This like not only the hero, obviously that's still kind of crazy stat, but this is kind of style of draft. Like when if for example, if all the hero if all the player names were covered, I would not think this is Reason Gaming playing right now.
Yeah. Oh, agree. Yeah. As you see. If anything, maybe fresh. They love that Malakin.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is like a fresh draft thing, or even like a sync perhaps.
Yeah, Flux, of course, he has Insanitarius himself to follow up the portal key. We mentioned that earlier. And Shrunken Head, though, is going to be finished on Clanks right here. So, again, both teams pretty content on farming, really. It's not been the most action-packed game going back to that. It's a 9-6 hero kill advantage in favor of Tree right now. We only have that one kind of crazy big fight in the middle lane that actually Tree came out on top of. Nymphora TP, yeah, it's just Nymphora, though. He's going to place Ward of Sight and get the hell on out of there pretty quickly. But you have Reason Gaming here. They're making a push in the bottom lane. And going to go all the way to the tower, it looks like.
Oh, 1 TP in bottom lane. That's very aggressive.
It is Cthulhu Font, though, and so he's pretty much saying, jump me, please. In fact, he has a double damage here. So, yeah, that's definitely the one target that could probably risk doing, as we see here. I mean, this is the first tower that they're committing a lot to. However, they jump quickly onto it. Curse, he pops his ultimate right away, though. And now he's chasing after them. Big trample once again from Cthulhu to 2 in the back. Cthulhu clanks the damage. However, he gets jumped. The root comes out. He pops out of it, though, with the Geometer's Bane. He's in the background. Going to survive for now. Malakin trying to chase him down. He cannot, though. And Malakin now losing life quickly. And losing life too quickly, even with that path inside. Not enough. What a fight for Willowkeeper once again, and now they have a pretty strong lead here in what is the third and final game, and they're probably going to be going for Kongor here. Maybe even to the
definitely.
base.
I think they could even pressure him in. Like, even if they use buybacks, they've used a lot of their ultimates, and this is kind of a ultimate-reliant team. Like, without their ultimates, they're kind of a little bit weak, so I think they could even pressure at top, but I guess they want to play it safe. There's a lot on the line, obviously. And obviously they're coming back up very soon, so it's probably the smarter decision, to be fair.
You know, that all started with Engineer jumping Accursed, actually, with the energy field, and the positioning did seem a little bit off, and I don't know if the communication just wasn't 100% on point, or he maybe just went a little bit quicker than Flux was guessing, but yeah, the Flux pull didn't happen for a long time, I felt like, when the energy field went up, and that definitely caused issues as well. In that fight. So, but whatever the reasons, I mean, no excuses, just reasons, right? 28 minutes into this game, we got now a token of life on Baltazar right here. Accursed Almost died, actually, playing around with that Insanitarius. But he has another 3,100 gold saved up. And again, do not let this fool you. He's going to be starting to hit pretty damn hard and be an actual threat as far as right-click goes. There's a Firebrand pickup.
So, yeah, he's going to make his way to Dawnbringer, which I talked about before. Bottom lane, they're looking to try and set something up on the Flux perps.
That they are. Flux, he is in some trouble right now. Look at the damage again. The Goon Squad, the Lackey. And again, he's also proccing from that Seer buff because Accursed applies it. So it's almost as if he has an empath with him with that Seer buff.
Yeah.
Not as powerful, but up there.
Yeah, definitely. Shrunken Head on Riftwalk, what the F? That is surprising to me.
Yeah.
Because normally you want your hero to sort of stay in the background so you can set up the initiation kind of thing. You don't really need Shrunken Head, really. But it's Root of Z after all. I'm not going to question it.
Yeah, right. Well, we got the Shrunken Head on him, so going to make use of that, I'm sure. Clank's always interesting to see where he decides to go next at this point, though. I mean, something like the Wing Bow, it seems like a pretty practical item for him at this point. As having that evasion and the extra range is also pretty nice for his case. Malakin, again, it doesn't seem like he's... we saw a little bit of damage potential from him in the last fight, but they did a pretty good job of kiting him overall, it felt like. Yeah. And he was never able to get it really going.
He does a lot of damage, but it's not enough. Like, all of the side of Hero Reason is kind of like... It's sort of control. A lot of control in the team fights of the lockdown from Keeper, from Engineer. And it's like they need to have someone to do a lot more raw damage, and Malakin unfortunately just doesn't do enough to kill Tree. Particularly not when they've got an Accursed on the team that's sort of healing up and sort of shielding them here and there and stuff. And it's just like, it just needs to be a little bit more on the side of Reason, but it's just not there unfortunately.
Falling back as Clanks spawns the illusions and applies a little bit of pressure right there, but as a team they are going to fall back and not risk overextending, of course. Again, they got a comfortable lead here right now. The last thing you want to do is throw yourselves at Reason Gaming and give them a big chance, because when it comes to AoE teamfight, they most certainly continue to have that. And that's something you still at least have to be somewhat concerned about. Flux, Keeper of the Forest, Engineer especially, and obviously Malakin, great assistance with that. Empath will be inside, ideally Malakin as well. On top of it all. So Accursed right there, he actually steals the Ancients from Keeper of the Forest. He goes in, Keeper blinks away right away. And Accursed just slowly auto-attacks him down, as if it ain't no thing. His Dawnbringer, again, getting closer and closer. I wonder, is he actually going to Geometer Spade?
Yeah, you're actually right, though. Normally he does go Dawnbringer, but I didn't actually think about it. He's playing against Keeper. I think Geodes actually would make a lot more sense, actually. Yeah, good point. I completely missed that. But yeah, I think Geodes makes a lot more sense, particularly now that Keeper's trying to make his way towards Resto. I think he does need definitely one way to deal with it. So yeah, Geodes makes a lot more sense. I could definitely see a Geodes here. And there it is.
There we go. Right-click the Geos, cool. And that's going to be delivered again. Not your everyday item you're going to see on a Accursed, but in this game, it kind of makes sense here. Obviously, with the Keeper of the Forest.
I wonder where that leaves him now. Because normally he goes Dawnbringer or Brutalizer. I guess he can still go Geos Brutalizer, unless he wants to go Frostwolf. But I think he can risk going more damage because he's so tanky.
Yeah.
And I talked about the Staff Master on him, but I think he's a great item on Carry Curse. We've seen Box do it before, but in this game I don't think it's really needed. Like there is a lot of sort of control, but not a lot of sort of stun and silence kind of thing. So I think he'll be a little bit misplaced if he goes it. Yeah.
Another Shrunken Head purchase, this one on Cthulhuphon right here. So they got the Shrunken Heads to deal with the energy field, and this is a big, big fight. And oh, look at that purchase too. Resto Stone just picked up. Does he have enough to use it all? 175 was 300. Yeah, he does. Has enough to use it all, and we could possibly see that coming up here. Now, Clanks has a Token of Life for 17 more seconds. He also has a double damage root. He takes to the tower. They may jump right here. No, the interfield, but there's the pull. He popped the Shrunken Head already, though, and now turning around the damage. Flux feeling the most of it. Malakin, he popped the ulti. Going to come right up. Now, the root already happened, but he has a second one good to go. Can Clanks get away from it? He does use Geometer Spade. The right clicks. Malakin does go down in the end. Double taps coming out. Votes to concede. And a Willow Keeper, your second team to go to the Grand Finals. And they're going to be getting a rematch with Fresh in the Grand Finals tomorrow as they knock out Reason Gaming 2-1 here in this best out of 3. What a strong finish right there. In the end, that Resto Stonekeeper, the Forest, still not enough. I mean, Malakin, they got a pretty good initiation, actually, but just could not come through with it.
It was actually a clutch done from Fusen, actually, because Keeper didn't actually even use the second route. I don't know if that would have made a difference, but nonetheless, Fusen got a clutch done off, made sure that Keeper, the Forest, got bursted down before he got the second route off. But reason, I'm a little bit lost for the words, honestly, because we all sort of kind of thought that Reason were kind of the favourites. Obviously, me and you kind of thought that Mint might take it at the end, but Reason definitely looking very, very good going into it. But with them, maybe not having Near perhaps could make a difference. But I think the more elephant in the room kind of issue or the reason why is that this draft just doesn't seem Reason-esque. Like, if you're playing a strategy that you are not comfortable with in a game 3, you can for sure bet that something's going to go wrong, and as it did, they didn't feel very comfortable. It felt like they only took one team fight or one sort of push, and it backfired. Tree were there to sort of initiate and gain curve. They stopped it, and after that, Reason didn't want to look to sort of start taking team fights. And this kind of lineup is very all-in kind of thing. It's kind of like a cheesy strategy. I wouldn't call it cheesy, more like all-in kind of strategy, and it can backfire, and it did. And I don't know, man. Just risking all this for a strategy like that, a draft. I mean, they must be kicking themselves, that's for sure, because they're going home with nothing. So.
Well, Willow Keeper, Fresh, we get a rematch. Again, they both met up in Group A, and Fresh actually won that, and to a lot of people's surprise, they won that series 2-1 against Willow Keeper to get the number 1 seed. But we do have a rematch here at our hands, and again, one of these two teams will be representing North America and Europe alongside Sync Esports at the World Finals. Which is it going to be? We will find out tomorrow. Now, before we look to start wrapping things up here, of course, we gotta get some reaction here from one of the players and the player.
Hello.
Hey, Boxy, how's it going?
Hello, it's so good. I'm so hyped. Oh my fucking god.
Whew, I bet. I mean, I'm hyped, man. I'm exhausted after all that.
God. Oh
Jeez.
my fucking god. Yep.
Well, you're going to the grand finals, so congratulations on that.
Yep.
That's one step closer. You still got one more step now, but hey, at least you're getting there to this point. So, Boxy,
one step at a time, and now only one more step.
Exactly. I got to know, how fun is it playing Suicide Accursed?
I mean, in the lane it's pretty boring because all you do is last hit. But since you can't die with the hero, like it's pretty much impossible to die with the hero. You can just you just attack move the entire team all game, and I think it's really fun to play because you can't die, so you just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But no, in the lane, boring, but rest of the game it's fun. If you get farm.
Exactly. All right. Take us back to game number 2 specifically. Game number 1, Reason Gaming, they dominated you guys. They had you from the beginning. You guys went with a funky strategy. It didn't work. What was the idea with that strategy, by the way? What was that lineup about?
I feel like we kind of did the same strategy in game 2. Just that in the game 1 we had a
Minus
nymph
Thunderbringer, though.
but
But
we have
any
played
support,
we have played Thunderbringer, and it has worked really well with scouting their ganks and combining like Nymphora ganks with TB nuke to kill people easier and stuff like that. But it just didn't click. We didn't get the ganks off. We fed too much, and they played really well.
Yeah.
And then we kind of had the same approach in game 2, but with a little bit of different heroes, probably a little bit more comfort heroes, and we executed things much better.
Yeah, Mini brought this up even when you picked up the Legionnaire the first game, that you guys actually like to lane the Legionnaire. We saw that in the second game, the middle Legionnaire. You've been practicing it. What is the strat with that?
I mean, we've done it a little bit now, and it's a pretty recent strat, but it's just because Legionnaire just goes mid in the start and gets a little bit of farm while we stack up the jungle and maybe have another guy farm the jungle in the start, and then he just goes in and clear the stacks and get a lot of farm. And since in the start he can't really die mid, but after a few levels it becomes much more dangerous. So he just rotates into jungle, and since he's missing all the time as well, it's scary for them, and we can get farm on another guy mid. So.
Yeah, all right.
It's something that has just worked, and we have we picked up kind of recently, but it's working. So
made it work, and clearly again victorious in the game 2 and led into this game 3 right here, and really, I mean, were you guys ever worried here in game 3? It seems like you pretty much had control of it.
I mean, I was a little bit worried after game 1, And then game 2 felt really good, and we were communicating well. And then game 3, no, I feel like we just played it all along, and like we kind of had it. Or we were just like doing our thing, just farming, and then when it came to team fighting, they couldn't really kill us.
Yeah.
So no, I felt really comfortable the third game as well.
Gotta ask this one here too, Boxy. How does it feel being the best player on the Han scene?
Well, obviously that's objective, so no one can deny
Oh,
it.
come on.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Where's the cocky attitude?
I wouldn't say I'm always the best player, but if I have a good game, then at least I feel like the best player.
You make some big plays.
No, but I mean, I think everyone in my team is really good, and we play well together as a team, and it's not like a disparity in our team.
Yeah.
People are good at different things. I'm pretty mechanically skilled, but I'm also pretty stupid sometimes. So.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, actually, kind of going into, I mean, Recent Gaming, they were the ones getting a lot of hype and a lot of talk going into the playoffs here as a whole. And you guys, you know, you finished second in your group even. Were you ever, knowing that you were going to be facing Recent Gaming, was that a little scary for you guys, or did you not really take that into consideration?
I think we would have rather faced them in the best of 5, but since we lost to Mint, it ended up just being a best of 3 because we were a little bit scared about what they could draft, which we weren't prepared for. They didn't really do anything super cheesy, but I mean the Jeremiah and the Nymphora is things we haven't really been able to handle that well. But in the cycles, things didn't go that well. But I mean we had a little bit of different strategies planned for the playoff match here as well.
Yeah.
And I mean we respected all the teams. We didn't go into it thinking we were gonna win it for sure, but we did our best and it worked out.
Minnie, you have any questions?
Yeah, I got a couple. First off, I saw you building like maxing cauterize in the laning phase instead of maxing fire shield. Is that just for last hits and stuff, or is there any other reason?
No, I think the maxing cauterize is by far better when you're soloing because the shield, the only reason you would skill the shield is to get the cooldown down. But since you're just farming and you're like, I go Abyssal Scout so I can farm Ancients sustainably or another type of lifesteal. And since you have so high armor, the shield almost never blows. And with the Q, if people go on you, you damage yourself, but then you also heal yourself if you ulti. So I feel like that combo is much stronger.
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
Just overall, I don't know, I like the cauterize more. I think it's better to skill as a suicide.
Yeah, makes sense. Second question, probably a lot more important, but when Reason drafted this lineup, I mean, I was saying to break it just doesn't seem very Reason-like. Did you have the same thoughts, or like, what's your feelings when you saw the draft from Reason?
I mean, they have played sort of teamfight lineups before, but it's not really the standard reason. But we also denied a lot of the standard reason for them in the draft. And they were just going for a lot of teamfights. But we had the Clanks, which is really hard to catch, and then we have an Accursed Shield on top of that.
Were you scared to the draft?
I mean, we were a little bit scared to the Flux NG, knowing that they like Zane is a great keeper. Zane is a great keeper player. He's gonna get a Rest of Stone. If Malikan snowballs, it's gonna be really hard to take him down. But we were like, we farm until we feel like we can take team fights, and then we just win the team fights and we win the game, and that's pretty much what happens. So. Well,
one more question from me now. You got your next opponent tomorrow. Best of 5 series. You got good old Fresh here again, a rematch of what happened in Group A of the playoffs. What's the deal with that? You ready to play?
I am so hyped. We were super hyped for this game as well, and I can't wait until tomorrow. I'm gonna drink all the energy drinks and not give a shit about Monday school, and it's gonna be great. And even if we don't win, it's still gonna be. I mean, it's not gonna be great if we don't win, but just playing the game is gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
As is everyone on my team, and I'm sure Mint is as well. So.
Yeah. We are as well, man. We are as well. So,
definitely.
Boxy, appreciate it as always. Another congratulations. Any shout-outs you want to make here?
Well, shout out to my team and my friends that are watching, and shout out to my skin that is hopefully gonna come 2015.
What skin's that?
Do you remember the 1v1 tournament?
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
You won that. Oh boy.
Yes. So anticipating that. No, but shout out to Honcast and Recent Gaming. They played really well as well, and just on as a whole.
There you go, Boxy. Appreciate it, man. Good time, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Boxy there, player for, of course, the one and only Willowkeeper, joining us there. So good to hear from him. Now, actually, I do have another guest that we're going to bring on here. Since we had to just jump into the other series pretty quickly, we didn't have a whole lot of time there to get any interviews for the previous series, but I figured it makes sense. Might as well grab somebody from that series. Of course, still happen to be around. Gonna drag him in here 1 second. There we go. Gonna bring in Zibbe from good old Fresh here. Zibbe, you there?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Feeling good. I guess it's calmed down now after the win.
Just a little, yeah. It's been about 3 hours here, so you've had a little bit of time to calm down. But, take us back to that. When you guys won it, I mean, how hyped were you guys?
Oof. Well, I guess for the first game, it was a little iffy. We weren't completely into it yet. Pro Busk just woke up like half an hour before the game as well. But once we got going, and yeah, we brought the hype for the other 2 games, I felt like.
Yeah, that definitely showed. So, of course, your opponents there at Nullstone Gaming, having to play on the USC server, is that something you think about now when playing Nullstone Gaming? Is that just, it's been so long now, you're just like, whatever, we knew we were going to have to do it?
Well, previously, I always complained a lot about ping. I guess a lot of the people watching this will know that too. But these days, I don't really care that much. It's just fine.
Yeah. Worked out for you guys in the end, to say
the
the
last
least.
server seemed laggy, but it was fine.
Yeah, the last server was a little, I'm definitely with you there. Even we noticed that, unfortunately. So
it was for everyone, so
yeah.
I guess it was fair still.
Kind of even in that sense, yeah. Well, again, victorious 2-1. Just to remind people here, joined by Zibbe now of Manta winning earlier today against Nullstone Gaming, and what was also a pretty damn good series. Yeah, you mentioned, I mean, Nullstone won that first game. They went to carry Kronos. He did very well in the end. The team fights worked out for them. So you guys were behind. You guys were behind 1-0. It sounded like, Probus, you mentioned, just waking up very previously to that match. I mean, were you caught off guard there, you think? Were you almost a little scared that this could be it?
A little bit. We felt like the first game, you were watching it, so I'm sure you would know, but it felt like we were really ahead after the laning phase. We felt really confident we had that game, but we just couldn't bring the aggression, the energy to their side of the map, and they just came back in the team fights. It didn't feel like a very stable performance in game 1.
Yeah.
But they definitely played well in all 3 games, I feel like. We just came through in the end by drafting, I think, strategical decisions.
Yeah, just slightly better, and again, you got the W there. So now you got your opponents here. I don't know if you're watching this series or not.
Yeah,
but,
we were.
Okay, yeah, I assume so. I mean, want to know who you guys are going to be playing. Tree, of course, taking out Reason Gaming 2-1. Very close series once again there too, but in the end, Tree comes through. So now you got Willowkeeper to look forward to once again. You guys already defeated them in Group A. You think that's going to happen again here? Are you confident with that?
Well, of course, we're believing in ourselves. We're going to win this thing, but we scrimmed Tree yesterday, 2 games or so, and I felt like even then they had so much energy. They were playing with their hearts. It was crazy, really, and we were not prepared for it in the scrims at all. They just rolled us over with all the crazy hype they were bringing. I think it's going to be the same story for us, though, in the finals now. But yeah, Tree felt really prepared for this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, they were perhaps the most criticized team, honestly, coming into the weekend as far as they just seemed a little off lately. They really did, but they looked good. They looked good against Reason Gaming, just like you guys did against Nelson. And you think you're going to get Probust to wake up a little earlier, perhaps?
We hope so. He had work previously.
Yeah,
he works early in the mornings.
Fair enough.
And had to sleep before.
That makes sense. Minnie, any questions here?
Yeah, a couple. First one being, I was speaking to actually Probus off the win today, and he said we always seem to lose that the first game in the series, but we always come back to bounce. Obviously, the grand finals is going to be a best of 5 now. Do you think that sort of helps you, or is a little more of a weakness because it's now a best of 5 instead of a best of 3?
Well, I was feeling previously this week that a best out of 5 would work in our favor. I was like, yeah, a best out of 3 is kind of worrisome, but a best out of 5, I don't think we will lose that, honestly. It just felt like that in my head. So I have a good feeling for the best out of 5, definitely. I don't think we will lose 2 games in a row.
That's potential to be a long series. Both series here going the distance today. Again, not too surprising, really. Tomorrow, it could be the same thing. And, that we've been stressed. That's what's so great about this event, these playoffs, this Final Four especially. I mean, really, any team we felt like going into it could definitely win it. And I think the players definitely feel that as well. And we saw that in the series, like I said, both to go in the distance here. So, well, Zibby, you got one more series ahead of you tomorrow, that best of the 5 as we're talking about. Any shout-outs, any final words you want to make here?
Shout out to my team, of course. Shout out to friends that are watching. I always appreciate support from relatives and friends. Shout out to Insania once again, like last time. Shout out to Sender, Alex Weaker, for shaping me as a player, just like last time. And that should be it.
Okay. Thank you, Zibbe, for joining us. And obviously, we'll be watching tomorrow, man. Best of luck.
Thank you.
There we go. Zibbe joining us from good old Mint right there. So, whew. We are at the finals. Well, almost. Almost. It's tomorrow. Not there just yet, but it is coming. It is coming, I promise. We are, what is it, like 18 hours away? Yeah, about 18 hours away here, I think. Maybe 17 and a half hours to be a little more exact. Point
let's
being,
just do it now.
Let's just,
do it
you know
now.
what, screw it. Let's go to teams now. Let's just do best of 5 now. But, yeah, no doubt it's going to be a blast, man. And that's going to be a lot of fun. But, whew, he's right. Really, it seems like Tree, and you can kind of feel that from Boxy, too, as they are ready, man. They are hyped here for this Final Four especially, and they really are ready for tomorrow. So as far as that criticism goes, and definitely deservedly so, going into this event here, maybe not so much anymore, as they're clearly bringing it. But Mint, they're going to clearly bring it too, and boy, what a grand final we have to finish things off here, Minnie.
Yeah, man. I don't think we could have really called it what the grand final was going to be. I'm still kind of surprised that Reason didn't make it, but I guess that's more of a testament to Tree's strength, honestly. They had a clear game plan, like Zibbe said, this weekend, and they executed it. It kind of failed game 1, but game 2 and game 3, they pulled through and made it happen, honestly. So both teams got to be on their best game if they want to make their trip to Thailand, man. And I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to be so hyped, man. And I'm speechless, man. I just can't wait. Just take me there now.
Yeah, well, we're just about there. Just around the corner, guys. Again, it's going to be tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. A best out of 5. Willowkeeper versus Fresh coming at you. Winner goes to Thailand. It's a straight-up best of the 5, guys. I know throughout the season we always had the 1-1 advantage. That's because of the double elimination format. That's not the same here. It's single elimination. So it is 0-0 from the beginning, and they'll play till one team reaches 3 games as a result of the BO5. So, whew, going to be a good day tomorrow, but that means we are going to start wrapping things up here for tonight. Again, a big congratulations to both Mint and Willowkeeper for their victories, and shout out to you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and no doubt we had some entertaining games here today, both of them, again, going the distance and just good games all around. So that's going to be wrapping things up. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Founder. I told him I would give him one, so there you go. And shout out to my fiance CPK as well. I think she might be chiming in here upstairs or something. So anyways, have a good night, guys. We will shout out to Quincy for being back. Can't forget that, man. Now that he's back, got to give him the shout outs as well, and deservedly so. So he'll be back tomorrow, I'm sure, as well. As long as if he still likes us, we'll see. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. Willowkeeper versus Fresh, best out of 5, grand.